In this video I am talking about how I made the little documentary about ZEN Guitar Picks and Guitar Picks maker Duncan, and how I filmed it all with just one lens, this Sony 24-105 f4. So I'm going to give you a little insight how I made this film and what mistakes I have made to hopefully help you to avoid them when you make your own videos, and help you in any way to motivate you to get out there and shoot more, hopefully. When I approached Duncan about possibility of making this, I was very optimistic that I will be able to make a perfect short, something under 1 minute, but the lack of planning on my part made this pretty much impossible. Not that it is bad length now, I think it's very good length, it's just not as short as I thought I can make it. This is something that a lot of us filmmakers do, including me. I go into a shoot and hope that everything will naturally fall into place. I am sure that for some of you it falls into place, but for me, going into filming an interview like this without the questions or clear vision of the final product is not the best approach. Planning is everything, and I didn't plan enough. I'm also a guitar player, and I thought because the subject guitar picks is something that I am really interested in, it will be easier to prompt Duncan to tell his story in a way that will be easy to edit into little short. But in reality, you're always going to film a lot of information that seemingly can't be shortened or parts of it removed without losing some important information to make your film as compact as possible. This is exactly what happened to me on this occasion and many occasions before that. I got a great interview spanning whopping 30 minutes. Yes, that's long. This took me a full day to trim down to firstly 20 minutes, then 10 minutes, 5, and finally to about the length it is now. I have played with moving the parts of it around, so there's a parts from the end of interview in the middle, so the video flows better and without worrying that everything needs to be edited sequentially. I have filmed this by myself, so this is a way I usually set up with just one camera when the subject is actually talking to me, not the camera and the lens directly. I place the camera to the side of me and I record to my Atomos Ninja 5, which usually is in front of me, so I can see if everything is okay without actually being behind the camera. It was slightly to the side of me on this occasion, as typically I forgot long HDMI cable. It happens, but the setup still was working fine with the monitor being on the side, not in front of me. You can obviously use any type of monitor, even a small TV set or a cheap portable monitor and long HDMI cable to be able to put a monitor in front of you and see what camera is recording at just a glance now and then without distracting your subject and without actually need to be behind the camera. I filmed everything in 4K, so when editing it down to HD size, I have room for 50% crop. That allows me to crop or go tighter or wider when removing the parts of the conversation without the footage looking like it has been chopped up or without having visible jump cuts. I have used Rode NTG4 Plus microphone on the boom on the stand from above and recorded audio straight to Atomos Ninja 5. Not always possible, but I had a luxury to split the shoot into 2 days. Normally I'd go and film the interview first and then film the B-roll, the footage supporting what is being said in the interview, straight after on the same day. But I knew that I wanted to cut this down to a film as short as possible, which meant that if I filmed footage supporting every part of the 30-minute interview, I'd be filming a lot of footage that I won't have a chance to even use. By splitting the shoot into 2 days and filming an interview on a day 1 and B-roll on day 2, it allowed me to edit the interview down first and then plan the B-roll and only film what was needed for the final cut. I knew that I needed to get a lot of shots of finished pics, but also the raw materials, the work area, the porch Duncan works at, as well as various interesting moments of Duncan actually crafting the pics. Having a clear plan for B-roll definitely helps and stops you from overshooting too much. With filming any process and without the storyboard, which I didn't have, overshooting will always happen, but it will be minimized by having at least a bullet point list of shots needed. a plan. Extra things that I decided to film based on what Duncan is saying in the final cut was the guitar playing and seeing that pick actually in use, the design drawing, the Japanese card, adding an eyeball to the pick, and the gimbal shots filmed away from actually working or doing anything with the picks. In fact, I always film those extra walking, looking into the distance shots after the interviews. I might not always use them, but it's good to have them just in case. I call them gap fillers, which can be added in places where you don't have a specific shot, or when a subject is talking about themselves or their feelings about something. Adding the B-roll to the final edit allowed me to trim the whole thing a little bit more. Any small pauses in Duncan's speech were removed, or when he is thinking of what to say next and says, like we all do, were removed, and the cuts hidden under the B-roll shots. The final touches were to choose the music. I definitely wanted something guitar based, but not something that would distract or change the tone or pace of the video. I always try to choose songs that match the pace of the spoken word or add that extra feeling or dimension to the overall cut. I used Soundstripe library on this occasion, and I always play edited video or the edited talk in the background while previewing the songs on their website to see what actually feels right before licensing it and adding it to my edit. And finally, there was the animated logo at the start of the film. I have added simple stroke effect in After Effects to make the word ZEN to be drawn and simple 3 spin on the Japanese writing, and that was it. I couldn't really get it down to 1 minute, but I think at just under 3.5 minutes, it works well for this. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below this video. Prime lenses are great, and definitely there's a place and time for using them. But when you shoot on your own and want to do it with minimal hassle, using this lens really makes a difference. Also on the shoot like this, where there was a lot of plastic dust floating around when Duncan was working on the pics, it would be the last thing I want to do to change lenses on the location and get dust inside the cameras. 24 to 105mm gives incredible focal range and makes it possible to shoot wide and super close in one go, and you still get enough depth of field to make the footage look more cinematic and less like digital video. I do like this lens a lot, and I can't see me replacing it with anything else just yet. And this is it from me. I hope this video was in any way helpful, and if you liked it, then please give me a thumbs up. I have been doing a lot of gear reviews recently, and I still will be doing them regularly on every Tuesday, but I am also going to make more tutorials to be released on Thursdays every week. So if there is anything you'd like to learn to do in Adobe Premiere, After Effects, Photoshop or Lightroom, then please let me know in the comments below this video. If you are thinking of getting this lens, please check out my Amazon affiliate links below. Costs you nothing more, but I get a tiny cut of your purchase. Buy me a coffee to show your support, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. It was slightly to the side of me on this occasion, as I typically there is a lot of hand movements in this video, isn't it? Blah 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 lens blah Sony lens 24-105 blah blah blah. With filming any process technical demonstration, and it's a wrap.